All right, Shalom Bars here. Welcome to the Covenant. Well, scams, and folks need to understand that as the economy continues to get worse, people are going to come up with innovative ways to scam people out of their money. We see on YouTube countless videos of people going into banks with fraudulent checks and attempting to cash those fraudulent checks, and then when they are confronted by a police officer and they get put in handcuffs, they don't know nothing about nothing. When in fact they were part of a scam, whether willingly or unwillingly. We have a lot of dim-witted people today. It seems as though, you watch people, I was watching a video, a testimony, and it's like, a dim-witted guy, you know what I'm saying, just stupid. You can tell he's stupid, but you have all these check cashing scams that are going on, and let me tell you, it even happens in the contracting world, in contracting business, because they know that contractors, carpenters, handymen, plumbers, we deal in cash a lot, and we deal in large checks and large, cash transactions. If a client, if it's a $10,000 project, they'll give you a check for $5,000, $10,000, or $20,000 project, half up front, the remainder when the project is finished. So they understand this. The scammers understand this. And you got to understand that when dealing in these kind of businesses, you're going to be targeted as well. And I get a lot of text messages saying it'll start off something like this, and this is why people need to watch out for it. This is how it'll start out. Do you do painting in this area? And it'll give me an address. Now the first thing I'll do is I'll Google the address, but I will turn around, I'll Google the address, find out, it's a home that nobody's living in. And they'll say, hey, we're working on moving. Can you have this stuff painted before we get there? It's always paint for some strange reason. But can you paint the outside of the house? So you can paint, you know what I'm saying? And then they'll say, well, hey, we can send you a check for $10,000. Is it possible for you to take $5,000 and give it to this other person? Now, you should automatically know that this is a scam. First and foremost, they don't want to talk to you over the phone. They don't want to pick up the phone or have a conversation with you. That's how you know. So what I always do is I always text back and say, call me so we can discuss. Call me so we can discuss. They never call to discuss. I found out early in this process, early on, that somebody did actually send us a check. It sounded kind of weird, but they was like, well, what's your address? We're going to send you this check. We got the check. Clearly it was a scam. You know what I'm saying? It was something funny about that check. So you got to be very, very careful of these kind of scams, because once you're caught up, you're caught up. And I live in a small rural town. Let me tell you, when the cops think that you are into something shady, they'll constantly be watching you. And I try and tell people all the time, once your name is associated and your name is out there for something in particular, especially in these towns, they constantly watching out for you. So be careful of these scams, because they exist. Be very careful.